1. Introduction. My name is Dina. I am 26 years old. This story begins 2 years ago. I started a new job at Bright Solutions. It is a big marketing company in the city. On my first day, I felt both excited and a little nervous. Everything was new. I wanted to do well. I wore my best clothes, a white blouse and a black skirt. I hoped to make a good first impression on everyone. That first morning, I met many new people. One person was Jim. He worked in the same team as me. This was good because we would work together often. Jim was very kind and very funny. He always had a joke or a friendly smile. He was ready to help me when I needed it. He had warm brown eyes. His smile made me feel comfortable and safe in the new office. We started talking right away and quickly became good friends. We sat near each other in the office. This meant we could talk easily. We worked on many projects together. Sometimes I did not understand everything. Jim was always patient and kind. He explained things clearly, step by step. He made sure I understood. He was a very good teammate. I learned a lot from him. He made my first weeks at the company much easier and more enjoyable. Every day, we ate lunch together. We went to the company cafeteria. We talked about our work, our weekends, and our lives. We laughed a lot. Jim always made me laugh with his stories. The office felt like a happy place when he was there. His presence made my new job feel less stressful and more fun. I looked forward to seeing him every morning and to our lunch breaks. These daily moments became very special to me. As weeks turned into months, my feelings for Jim started to grow. I liked him more than just a friend. He was smart, kind, and caring. He was always there for me, offering support. But I truly thought we were just friends. I believed he only saw me as a friend, a good colleague. I did not think he liked me in a romantic way, so I kept my growing feelings to myself. I did not want to make things strange between us. I was happy with our strong friendship. It was an important part of my new life at Bright Solutions. I did not want to risk losing it. I genuinely believed we were just very good friends in those early days. 2. A big surprise. One evening, Jim and I stayed late at the office. We had a big project to finish. Most people had already gone home. The office was very quiet. Only a few soft lights were on. Outside, the city sounds were quiet. I was sitting at my desk, typing. Jim was at his desk next to mine, also working. Suddenly, Jim said my name. "Dina," he said. His voice was serious. I stopped typing and turned to look at him. He looked at me with his warm brown eyes. I felt a small worry. What was he going to say? His face was serious. "I need to tell you something," he continued. He took a deep breath. "I like you, Dina, not just as a friend. I have liked you for a long time." My heart started to beat very fast. It was a big surprise. My mind went blank. I could not speak. Before I could say anything, Jim stood up from his desk. He walked to my chair. He stood in front of me. His face was close to mine. Then he gently kissed me. It was a soft kiss. For 1 second, I did not move. It was a big moment. Then I closed my eyes and kissed him back. His lips felt warm. A mix of warmth and excitement went through my body. My hands felt a little shaky. It was a new feeling. When we stopped kissing, we looked at each other. His eyes were bright. He smiled a little, looking nervous but happy. "I couldn't keep this feeling inside anymore," he whispered. His voice was low. I smiled back at him. My cheeks felt warm. "I like you too, Jim," I said. My voice was quiet. It was true. I had liked him for a long time, but I never thought he felt the same. That night was very special. It was the start of something new for us. Our friendship changed into something more. The office, usually a place for work, became the place where our new relationship began. It was a big surprise, but a very happy one. We knew things would be different now. Our hearts felt full of a new joy. This was the beginning of our story together. 3. Our secret. Jim and I knew our new relationship had to be a secret. Bright Solutions had very strict rules about dating. Employees could not have relationships with other people on the same team. This rule was clear. If someone found out about us, one of us could lose our job. This thought made us scared, but it also made our secret feel special. The fear of being discovered was always there. We decided to be very careful. We still spent time together, but we had to hide our true feelings from everyone else at Bright Solutions. This made every moment we shared feel more important and exciting. It was like living a double life. Sometimes we met early in the morning for coffee before work. We would talk quietly, just the two of us. These meetings were quick but precious. During lunch, we sat together like always, but under the table, our feet would touch. This small, secret touch made my heart beat faster. It was a sweet, hidden reminder of our growing love. After work, we often walked together to the train station. The streets were dark then, and fewer people were around. This was our chance to hold hands. His hand in mine felt warm and safe. It was a risky thing to do, but it felt wonderful and necessary. Inside the office, we had to be even more careful. We acted like good friends. But sometimes, when a corner was empty or when everyone else was busy, Jim would quickly kiss me. These quick kisses were thrilling and full of hidden passion. They were short, but they meant so much to us. Each time, I felt a mix of nerves and pure happiness. The risk made them feel even more exciting. Every secret text message, every shared glance, and every hidden smile made our love grow stronger. The need to keep our relationship private created a unique and powerful bond between us. It felt like we had our own little world, just for Jim and me. This secrecy, even with the constant fear of being caught, made our growing love feel powerful and deep. We were careful not to let anyone see, but the excitement and intensity of our secret romance were always there. 4. Almost caught. Keeping our love a secret was very hard. Every day felt like a challenge we had to face. We could not show our true feelings at work. This made many situations difficult and sometimes very scary. We always had to think before we spoke or acted. Our secret created a feeling of constant tension, but also a special bond between us. One afternoon, I was busy at my desk. Jim came close to me. He leaned down and whispered something sweet in my ear. He told me I looked nice. His words made my face red. At that exact moment, my coworker Mia came to my desk. She came very suddenly. Mia looked at me, then at Jim. She had a suspicious look on her face. "Why are you blushing, Dina?" Mia asked, with a small laugh. My heart pounded very fast. I felt very nervous. "Oh, nothing," I said quickly. I tried to sound calm. "It's just a little hot in here today." I hoped she would believe my excuse. Jim quickly walked back to his desk. Mia just smiled, a knowing smile, and then walked away. I let out a long breath. That was a very close call for us. Another time, we were in a big team meeting. Many people were present. Our boss, Mr. Thompson, was leading. Jim was talking about an important project. He was very focused. Suddenly, he said, "We need to finish this report by Friday, darling." He looked directly at me when he said it. My eyes became wide with shock. My heart stopped for a second, then beat very fast. Did he really just say "darling" in front of everyone? I thought our secret was finally out. I felt a cold, sinking feeling. But then, a few people started to laugh. They thought Jim was making a joke. Jim quickly laughed too. He covered his mistake well. He said, "Sorry, I meant to say team. I was just thinking about my cat, Darling, this morning." Everyone laughed again. I tried to smile, but my heart was still racing fast. It felt like it would jump out of my chest. After the meeting, Jim looked at me. He gave me a quick, apologetic look. I just shook my head slightly, letting him know we needed to be even more careful. Every day felt like we were walking on a very thin line. We were always one small mistake away from being discovered. If anyone found out, everything could end. One of us could lose our job. This made me very worried. But this danger also made our secret moments together feel even more special and exciting. It made our growing love feel more intense. We knew we had to be strong and smart to keep our secret safe. 5. The party. It was December, and the time for the company's annual winter party had finally arrived. The office building was completely transformed for the evening. Bright, sparkling decorations hung everywhere, from the high ceilings to the walls. Soft, white lights covered the tall Christmas trees that stood in corners. Red and green ribbons were carefully tied around the pillars, adding to the festive mood. Many people came to the party, perhaps over 100 guests. Everyone wore their best clothes, looking elegant and happy. The music played loudly, filling the big room with popular songs. Colorful lights moved across the walls and ceiling, creating a lively atmosphere. People were dancing to the music, talking with friends, and laughing together. The whole place felt very joyful and full of energy. Jim was there, looking very smart and handsome. He wore a dark black suit, perfectly fitted. A crisp white shirt and a neat tie completed his formal look. He stood with a group of his coworkers, smiling and talking about work and holidays. I saw him from across the crowded room, my heart feeling a little flutter when our eyes met. I had chosen a beautiful red dress for the party. It was long and elegant, making me feel special. When Jim saw me in the dress, his eyes opened wide for a moment, showing his surprise and admiration. He gave me a quick, warm smile from afar. We could not be together openly at the party. Our relationship was still a big secret, so we had to be extremely careful. We often exchanged quick glances across the room. These short looks were our only way to communicate our feelings in front of everyone. Each time our eyes met, it felt like a small, secret message passed silently between us, full of love and longing. Later in the evening, I felt a strong need for a moment away from the loud music and the many people. The noise and the crowd felt overwhelming. I started to walk slowly towards a quieter part of the building. This area was near an outdoor balcony, which was less busy. Soon after, Jim followed me, making sure no one saw him leave his group. We found a small, hidden corner there. It was a little darker in this spot, tucked away from the main party area and the bright lights. This corner felt safe and private, like our own little world. It was our chance to be close for a few moments without anyone knowing our secret. Jim came closer to me. He gently took my hand in his. His touch was soft and warm, making me feel calm and loved. He leaned down slightly, bringing his face close to mine. He whispered softly in my ear, "You look truly beautiful tonight, Dina." His words made me feel incredibly happy and a little shy. I smiled up at him, my heart full. Then, in that quiet, hidden corner, we shared a kiss. It was a soft and quick kiss, full of all our secret love and shared risk. We were hidden by the deep shadows of the corner. We believed no one could possibly see us there. It felt like our own special world for those few seconds, far from the busy party. But we were not alone. We did not know that someone was watching us. A person stood very still and silently in the deep shadows, behind a tall, green plant, seeing everything that happened between us. 6. Bad news. 2 days later, the office felt different. People were not talking loudly. Instead, there were quiet whispers. I heard my name a few times. I felt a strange feeling in my stomach. Something was wrong. My coworker, Mia, walked to my desk. Her face looked serious. She leaned closer and spoke softly. "Dina," she said, "are you and Jim together?" My heart jumped. I tried to act normal. "What? No," I said quickly. I hoped my voice sounded strong. "We are just friends. Why do you ask?" Mia did not look convinced. She just nodded slowly and walked away. My hands felt cold. I knew she did not believe me. The secret was getting harder to keep. Later that day, the phone on my desk rang. It was Mr. Thompson's assistant. "Mr. Thompson wants to see you and Jim in his office now," she said. My heart started to beat very fast. I looked at Jim. He looked at me. His face was also worried. We stood up and walked slowly to our boss's office. Every step felt heavy. Mr. Thompson sat at his big desk. His face was very serious. He did not smile. He looked at Jim, then at me. "Please sit down," he said. His voice was calm, but I felt the anger in it. We sat on the 2 chairs in front of his desk. "I heard something," Mr. Thompson began. He paused for a moment. "Someone saw you two together at the company party, on the balcony. Is there anything you want to tell me?" My heart dropped to my feet. My throat felt dry. I wanted to speak, but no words came out. My mind was empty. I looked at Jim. His eyes met mine. He knew what to do. Jim took a deep breath. His voice was clear and strong. "Yes, Mr. Thompson," he said. "It is true. Dina and I are together. We have been for some time." I stared at him. I could not believe he was saying it. He was telling our secret. Then Jim continued, "It is my fault. I started it. I asked Dina to be with me. She did not want to break the rules. If someone needs to take the blame for this, it should be me. Please fire me. Let Dina stay." My eyes filled with tears. I felt a mix of shock and sadness. Jim was being so brave. He was trying to protect me. I wanted to say something, but the words were stuck. I just sat there, watching him, my heart breaking for him. 7. A hard choice. Mr. Thompson looked very angry. His voice was firm. "You both know the company rules," he said. "This is a very serious matter. I will speak with human resources. There will be consequences for your actions." My heart felt heavy in my chest. I looked at Jim, but he just stared at Mr. Thompson. The air in the room was thick with tension. It felt like a dark cloud had appeared over our secret love. I could not speak. My mind was full of fear. What would happen to us? What would happen to Jim? The next morning felt long and slow. I could not focus on my work. Every minute felt like an hour. Then Jim was called to the Human Resources office. He was gone for a long time. I waited, feeling sick inside. When he finally came back to our desk, his face was calm, but his eyes were very sad. He did not look at me at first. He just sat down quietly. Then he turned to me. His voice was low. "They gave me a choice," he said. My stomach dropped. "What kind of choice?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. He explained, "I can either move to a different department in the company, or I can leave Bright Solutions completely." I stared at him, unable to believe what I was hearing. This was a terrible choice. "What did you choose?" I asked, my voice shaking. Jim took a deep breath. "I chose to leave the company," he said. My eyes widened. A wave of shock washed over me. I felt a sharp pain in my chest. "Why?" I asked again, tears starting to form in my eyes. I could not understand. This was all happening so fast. He explained his reasons. "If I moved to another department, it would still mean we could not work together. We would not even see each other much." And he added, his voice soft, "I do not want you to face any punishment because of our relationship. I do not want them to fire you too." His words made my tears fall freely. I was heartbroken. The thought of him leaving was unbearable. A terrible guilt filled me. This was all my fault, I thought. If we had been more careful, if we had not kissed at the party, none of this would be happening. Jim saw my tears. He reached out and gently held my hand. "Please do not cry, Dina," he said. "This does not change how I feel about you. Our love is stronger than any company rule." But even his kind words could not stop the pain. His choice was a hard one, and it would change everything for us. The office, which used to be a place of happiness, now felt like a place of sadness and loss. His leaving meant a huge part of my life was about to disappear. I felt lost and alone, even with him sitting next to me. This was the price of our secret love. 8. Our future. On Jim's last day at Bright Solutions, the office felt very quiet. It was a strange and heavy feeling that filled every corner. Even with people sitting at their desks, the usual lively sounds seemed to be missing. I watched him say goodbye to different coworkers, shaking hands and exchanging kind words. They wished him good luck for his next steps, but inside, I knew my heart was breaking. The normal office sounds, like phones ringing or people chatting, seemed far away and muffled. The day moved incredibly slowly, each hour feeling like two. I just wanted it to end so I could meet him and say a proper goodbye. After work, I quickly left the building. Outside, the sun was starting to go down, painting the sky with beautiful orange and pink colors. The air was cool and fresh, a welcome change from the warm office atmosphere. I saw Jim waiting for me near the main entrance. He smiled when he saw me, but his eyes looked a little sad, just like mine felt. I walked towards him, my steps slow, feeling a deep mix of sadness and enduring love. "I am so sorry," I said to him, my voice barely a whisper. "I feel like this is all my fault. You had to leave your job because of us. This is not fair to you." A single tear rolled down my cheek, and I quickly wiped it away. I truly believed I was responsible for his difficult choice and the end of his time at Bright Solutions. Jim gently touched my face with his hand. His touch was warm and comforting, just like it always was. "Dina, please don't say that," he replied, his voice soft but firm. "You have nothing to be sorry for. This was not your fault at all. We made a choice together, and I chose this path. And this does not change anything between us. My love for you will not change. It doesn't matter where I work or what job I have. My feelings for you are strong and real, and they will stay that way." His words made me feel a little better, easing some of the guilt in my heart. He always knew how to make me feel safe and understood. We stood there for a few moments, just looking at each other, taking in the moment. Then he leaned in and kissed me. It was our last kiss in front of the office building. But this time, we did not need to hide. There was no secret anymore. Anyone could see us standing there, sharing a kiss. It felt different, free, and a little bit brave. Our office love story, the one that began with secret glances, quiet hand-holding, and whispered words, had finally come to an end. Jim would not be sitting at the desk next to mine tomorrow. We would not eat lunch together in the office cafe, sharing jokes and dreams. But our love, the true and deep love we found, was still there. It was stronger than any company rule or any sad goodbye. This love had changed my life forever. It showed me what true connection felt like and how powerful feelings can be. It showed me that even hard endings can lead to new and unexpected beginnings. I knew our future, though different from what we first imagined, would be full of love and new adventures together.